Amazing, Sophia. So could you just let everyone know what you do and who you help?
Yeah, so first of all, super happy to be here. And yeah, so I'm a well-being and performance coach for high-achieving women leaders. And I help my clients with a wider range of things. But I would say if you would call it like an umbrella over the stuff I support them with, is like sustainable high performance. So to find sustainability in their lives, in their careers, that is usually, very high pace, high demands, really high expectations on themselves, but also high expectations from others. So to find sustainability in that world that is spinning really, really fast, juggling a ton of different things at the same time, and to find some peace in that, to reduce stress, to boost confidence, to also a big part of it is to support them to become kinder to themselves, because many of these women have an incredibly harsh inner critic,
Mhm.
and I love to support them to become friends with themselves and to be kinder to themselves,
Mhm.
because that really unlocks so many things. Like when we start to treat ourselves with more respect, more self compassion, it's just like we get fueled by totally different feelings. Like I know you also talk a lot about this, but to see which fuel is in the or kind of which petrol are you running on? Are you running on positive emotions or negative emotions? And I basically help them to run their lives more on the positive emotions.
Mhm.
So that's a bit about what I do and who I
Beautiful.
help.
Yeah, beautiful. And I'd love to know before we started working together, like what was your business? How was your business doing? Like, describe me a little bit of how your business was doing before we started working together.
Yeah, it was doing, uh, you know, semi okay.
Hmm.
Like some months were okay, some months were really, really bad. Like I had months where with zero income. So for sure, it was very fluctuating. And also, I wasn't really sure of some of the things that I was like, I pretty much knew who I was helping and what I helped them with. But I feel there's so much that has shifted after we started working together.
Yeah, beautiful. And before we started working together, do you remember some of the obstacles, challenges that you had in signing up to work with me? Because I know that we had kind of spoken for a while before working together. Like, what was that journey like for you in signing up to work with me?
Yeah, I was following you, on LinkedIn for quite some time and also on Instagram. And then also I got really curious because I come from a tech background, not myself. I'm not from tech, but I worked within tech, and I really liked and resonated with the way you were working with your clients, but also the way you were building your business, which was very agile. And that was something I was really like I resonated with because I had worked with other coaches in the past. I worked in different ways, um, but so I was more like also curious to explore what could this be like. And I had friends that worked with you also that I spoke with, and they send their warmest like recommendations, like yes, you will love Joel, you should go and work with him. So I was curious about the ECC. I saw the programs you were continuously launching, new programs like Ticket to 10, and then I think I signed up for one of your like maybe a client sprint
Mhm.
program, and then we also started working. Yeah, that was actually the one-to-one. We started working one-to-one,
Mhm.
and then I came into the ECC through that.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think the main things that I really resonated with was your energy and your philosophy around building a business that you really love while having a life that you also truly enjoy at the same time.
Mhm.
And like kind of fitting your business around the life you want to have and how you want to feel and your being. And there are so many things that I just really resonated with
Mm.
and felt
Beautiful.
inspired by.
Mhm. Love that.
Mm,
And what have been some of the biggest shifts you've seen internally as a result of working together?
mm, a lot. I mean, we've been working both on a one-to-one basis. Then I've been part of the ECC for yeah, it's more than a year now. It's like a year and a half
Hmm.
ish. But then I think also what made an enormous difference was the retreat. So I joined your program, the Quantum Creator, in November, and which kicked off with a retreat in Portugal, and that was like mind blowing. So I actually get goosebumps now when I think about it. It
Hmm.
was amazing. Like it's hard to describe what happened during those 4 or 5 days, but it was a shift for sure. Like I did not feel like the same person when I left as I did when I came there. And I think it was a combination of like the energy you also created in the retreat, of course, also together with the other amazing facilitators, but it really felt like all of us, we leaped, to the next level of ourselves. And I felt there was a part of me, an old part that I felt wasn't really supporting me anymore, that was left behind,
Mm.
and a new version, the next level version of me that was kind of unleashed. And since then, when we came back, things have started, flowing even more like easily. I also turned 40 just after that, and I felt it was like a big shift happening internally. I felt more confident. I felt more like things were really like really going my way. Like that I
Mm.
felt it just started flowing more easily. Um, and a lot of the work we did at the retreat was, I call it an emotional boot camp, which was kind of, one part of it. But it felt like a lot of old emotions and fears and stress and stuff was released. And when that happened, I got to see, which other parts of me that could take place instead, or like kind of take up more space.
Mm.
Um, so there were many different shifts, uh, but I felt a huge difference,
Mm.
and I continuously do. Like I started doing more work within, like I started now. I'm almost finished as a breathwork facilitator, which also I got inspired to jump on
Mhm.
after the retreat. It felt like breathwork is such a powerful tool, which you work a lot with, and that is something also can unlock like the next level confidence of getting in touch with emotions, releasing fears, doubts. So that supported me also to go more on that journey now.
Mm.
So I'm signing clients now at a higher level than I used to. I'm having more income, more opportunities, more business, also business gigs, running courses, retreats. Yeah, I run my first retreat too. Just like a month and a half ago, I ran my first retreat, which got sold out like almost immediately. So I really felt it unlocked something within me for sure.
Mm. Yeah, I was going to ask about some of the external shifts that you've seen in your business, but like, yeah,
Yeah, I jumped on them straight away.
yeah, what has shifted, and like, how do you feel about your business now as well compared to what it was like before?
I love it.
Mm.
I do actually. I really love it. And I'm proud of myself for having made, both I've been investing a lot in myself, in my growth, but also in my business, in branding, website, new photos, lots of different things. But it's truly paying off externally, for sure, and it feels exactly what you are talking about, and that you often come back to, is this like who you're being, and that is what also will shift things on the who you're being on the inside will shift things on the outside. And I feel that the more I work on myself, the better my business will go.
Hmm.
Um, and also, it's like building my building my business around my life. So I design my week in a way that feels really good for me, and then I fit my business around that.
Hmm.
So that also supports me to, take care of myself, take care of my energy. I have a burnout in the luggage from many years ago, so I feel also like more energized that I'm actually able to run my own business in a really sustainable way
Hmm.
while still earning well and having a lot of fun
Hmm.
and constantly like meeting amazing people, having super interesting conversations and essentially like and changing my clients' lives, which feels awesome to be able to do that. So like that's my job. Sometimes I need to pinch myself that this is actually what I get to do for a living,
Hmm.
is to change people's lives. But yeah, so I feel super happy about
Mm.
my business and where
Mm.
it is right now.
Beautiful. Was there anything surprising or that took you by surprise in working with me?
I I think this is something that, yeah, that you also talk about, but the the fact that you can both be like a super softie and and be super like in touch with your emotions, like showing a lot of vulnerability, sharing your setbacks, your the stuff that won't go your way, but also being super structured and disciplined with your time and your and having all your systems in place. So to have both of these sides, I think to have that soft side, in touch with your emotions, breath work, um, embodiment, and then at the same time being really structured. And I know you have a tech background and like coming from that place, and I think that's pretty rare
Hmm.
to have both. And I think that's also what makes you a really, really powerful coach, plus a great business owner, which is really inspiring because all this, the systems and the structure, maybe that's not my strongest. So that's where I need support
Hmm.
also. But yeah, maybe that was more was a surprising, but also it makes you pretty unique
Hmm.
to work with. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. I love that. Thank you. And the ECC, like what impact has that had having a community, being surrounded by others like you? Like how's that impacted your business?
I felt so much less alone because it can be really lonely to run a business like solopreneurship. But I certainly feel less alone, and to have the weekly calls, plus the WhatsApp group to constantly share wins and celebrations, but also when things are really like hard or challenging, to know that you have a group of like-minded people who gets you, who gets where you are, celebrates things together. But also I think that the weekly coaching calls are amazing. Like I'm constantly impressed by the high level of stuff that you deliver in the ECC. uh, Really, like there's a ton of value, and I feel I even like I'm not even making use of all of the value that is in there. There's still so much that I still haven't explored, but I know is there. But yeah, no, it makes a ton of difference to have that community, because it's, yeah, and you also get really inspired from hearing other people's ways of working or tackling things. And I think it's having a community when as a solopreneur, it's super valuable.
Hmm.
Like I would not have been, I think, where I am without it.
Hmm. Love
And I
that.
met some amazing people, like friends, like
Hmm.
really friends.
Hmm.
And during the retreat also that we had, and to meet these people for the first time that I only seen online, that was like, yeah. it's
Hmm.
hard to describe. I mean, including meeting you for the first time
Hmm.
uh, in real life. Uh, that was amazing. Yeah.
Mm. Just finally, like who would you recommend join ECC and work with me? Like who do you think would benefit from working with me?
Mm. I think definitely coaches that are like heart led, that knows they have a lot of potential. Maybe the feeling like, oh, there's something stopping me from getting to the next level, but also feel like they have the heart in the right place. They're doing this for the right reasons. And they're really deeply like passionate about their work as coaches. They really want to help transform people's lives, and they also want to level up in their business. Absolutely. And that are also like brave and or bold, like that dare to take on themselves, basically also to take on their businesses. um, and it's I've seen also the results of many of the coaches within the ECC, that people are really taking off as a result of joining. So I think anyone that is ambitious, that wants to grow as a person but also as a business owner, would truly benefit from it, and that have the right personality and attitude. Lots of like generous, loving, caring, open-minded. Um, yeah, I think that would probably summarize it.
Nice. And what would you say to those people who might be considering working with me?
Go for it. Without a doubt. Like I would recommend working with you every day of the week of the year. Like it's been for me, it's been life changing, and I will continue to work with you, and I love doing that. So I'm one of your biggest fans, and this really comes from the heart. Like I mean this. So absolutely go for it.
Mm. Thank you so much, Sophia. I love you, and I've loved watching you grow and like blossom into who you are now. And I'm
Thank you.
super excited for your future.
Thank you.
Thank you.